What is up, YouTube family? It is your girl GC the Trader, and we are back with another weekly breakdown, you guys. I hope y'all had an amazing trade week last week. It is Sunday, April 19th, 2026, and we are back again, you guys. I'm going to go over my trades that I caught this week. This is the first week ever since I started trading that I took a trade every single day this week, and I'm okay with the fact that I did trade every single day this week. I was going off of a momentum I had. I'm going to explain that later on in the video, you guys. But yeah, as you can see from the thumbnail, your girl had an amazing week. I can't complain. I'm very proud of myself, very proud of my trading. And yeah, I can't wait to go over those trades with you guys. So I'm not going to take up too much of y'all time. Let's get to it. So as you can see, we are on micro NQ. I traded NQ all this week, you guys. I did take a look at gold, but all my trades I took this week was on ES, and they were only doing either London or New York session, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this was Monday. What was it? The 13th coming in. We had a 5-minute demand that formed literally right when New York opened up. Mark that zone. When our 9:30 candle came, didn't really do too much, just gave me a bullish doji. Came back to retest my zone not once but twice. It wicked at my mid point of that 5-minute. I marked up. Wanted to wait for a little bit of extra confluence, so I waited for price to pass this bearish candle that formed right before that high momentum bullish candle. I entered in a little bit past the break of that candle, and yeah, you guys, I was going for about $400, and I had two contracts of 175 ticks. So yeah, I was risking about $175. Um, and yeah, you guys, trade did beautifully. I did trail tight in this trade only because of how fast this candle was moving. If anybody took this trade, you know how fast that candle was moving. So I went ahead and I trailed pretty tightly. I did not know that NQ would do a retracement that quick. I know NQ does, you know, like nice strong retracements, but I did not think that she would do it immediately after that high momentum candle. I thought she would at least give me one more candle with a nice push to get me to my TP before she decided to do that deep retracement, but she did anyways. And yeah, I ended up getting stopped out. Um, Probably a little bit under my 101, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like 172, and after taxes and fees, you know, I walked away with $162.52. So it was Monday. I did just take that trade and walk away. As you can see, it did get a little bit choppy after that before it finally gave another push going into the afternoon session, you guys. So yeah, overall I was pretty cool with this trade and how it worked out. Even if I wouldn't have had my stop loss up here, I definitely wouldn't have had my stop loss right at break even, just because I like to cover some taxes and fees. So I probably would have had my stop loss at like $5 or $10, which is probably where this would have ended up stopping me out yet at. I did tell myself that if I would have got stopped out of the trade, that I would enter back into the trade once price tapped into this demand zone that it formed right before my entry. But as you can see, price never came down to retest that zone, and it just went into a continuation. It came back and did a minor retest off of this bearish doji with a minor breaker structure, and you know, if you trade minis, you could have got a nice little push out of this. But yeah, it got choppy after that, and you know, I was all right with it. It was Monday. I wasn't gonna chase. I had got my base hit for today, and you know, we were starting the week out with a win, so couldn't be too, you know, upset at that. As you can see, we did hit full TP after I got stopped out of the trade, but it is what it is. You know, I didn't let that, you know, bother me, you guys. I just, you know, journaled, walked away for the day. So yeah, y'all, I think I figured out how to put my P&L on my actual screen record from my laptop. So yeah, I'm gonna put my P&L from this trade right here, you guys. And yeah, let's go to Tuesday. Okay. So Tuesday, you know, Tuesday, you guys, if I'm liking the markets. I take maximum 2 trades. So that's what ended up happening on Tuesday, you guys. So let me flip to what I've journaled so that I can get the exact going on. Okay, so yeah, coming in to this session, I noticed that we had a 15-minute that formed during that London and Asian crossover. So I marked that 15-minute zone. Um, Waited to get the retest on my 5 minute. Once I got that retest on my 5 minute, I decided to enter. This was a London trade, as you can see. Both of these trades took place during the London session. I did have appointments that I had to take care of on Tuesday, so I could not trade during the New York session. So I decided to trade the London session. Ended up taking a loss. Cut my cut my loss right here just for price to not even go to my stop loss. If I wouldn't have cut my loss, you guys, I definitely still would have been in this trade. But as you can see, it did take a minute for this trade to play out. I was liking how buys was, especially because we consolidated during the Asian session. Um, Broke out during that Asian London mix, and then we were just creating bullish momentum. So I wasn't looking for any sales. London told me she did not want to sell, so I wasn't looking for any corrections. So I was definitely looking for buys. And yeah, for this trade, the first one, I think I ended up taking a loss of, let me see, a loss of $140. So yeah, I think I was risking like 150 maybe, if I'm not mistaken. 150 or like 160 or 180. So we ended up taking that, waited for price to give me another 5 minute demand that it respected, only because it never invalidated my 15 minutes. So I was still good for buys, and I was still good for buys off of this zone. So I just waited for that confirmation. Once I got my break, price came back to retest. I entered at the very next candle, did get in aggressively, and as you can see, we did a nice push, nice little ride. Ended up trailing very tight when we got to this candle right here, because she just took off. So when she took off, I started trailing very tight. We was not that far from my stop loss. I mean, from my TP, and also too, I wanted to cover that previous loss, so that way we would be strictly in profit for this trade. So that's what I was doing when I was doing the trail. And as you can see, hey, she just hit a peak and then just closed back very strong, and we ended up getting stopped out at $224, you guys, and I was all right with that. I'm in a phase right now where I'm trying to pass my funded account. I'm not necessarily just trying to like make crazy bank. Like, I'm not trying to necessarily hold to full TPs. I'm trying to secure the profits I need to pass my funded. And then when it's time for me to get my payout, that's when I would start holding to full TPs. You get what I'm saying? So I can have more wiggle room and grow a stronger buffer before I take that payout. So I was okay with that. I definitely wouldn't have had my stop loss down here initially because of how fast NQ was moving, but the better stop loss position would have been down here, because as you can see, it was a lot of up and down action. So if your stop loss was anywhere above this open price right here, then you would have got stopped out of the trade. So the better stop loss position was right here for price to give you full TP, which was just $300. So I wasn't really tripping that I got stopped out at $224, because I wasn't that far from full TP, you guys. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't have wanted to sit through all of this noise right here. So yeah, and as you can see, NQ did beautifully that session. She came in and she retested this zone right here a little bit. Just depends on how you marked it up. If you marked it up only the candle, or marked it up using that wick right there, then yep, she tapped in beautifully, and she took off and never came back. Like she went off on Tuesday. You understand? When I came back home and I seen what she did during New York, I was so proud of her. Like no one should have lost this day. Like no one should have lost during New York session, because this is perfect. This is just like perfect, 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 perfect. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, we ended up walking away with $69.54 in profit. I'm gonna put those P&Ls up here, and yeah, I was cool with the fact that, it wasn't a crazy, you get what I'm saying, profit walk away for the day. But hey, I covered a loss and I was walking away with green. So, I wasn't tripping. I didn't, lose any profits off of my account for the day. So, I was good with that. I was cool with walking away. So, yep, let's go to Wednesday. I told you I took a trade every single day this week, you guys. So, we looking at trades all week. Okay, so Wednesday I took two trades. I normally don't take two trades on Wednesday, but I decided to take two trades, you guys. Let me take this. Well, I'm gonna keep this for right now because it's explaining why I entered into sales. So, first trade was during a little bit of London, a little bit right before London and New York mixed together. Coming in, I noticed that we was in a consolidation during Asian session. We was also in another consolidation during London session. Now I know this is accumulation. This is the manipulation, and that's the just distribution. I'm aware of that. But in that moment, you guys, I thought we were selling off. And the reason why I thought we were selling off is because London came and took out that Asian low. Yes, I was aware that it was a 15-minute right here that price had tapped into and gave me. So I knew this was a strong zone. I wasn't trying to sell past this zone. I just wanted to sell to this zone. And price came and it manipulated and grabbed that liquidity. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking it's looking like sales, looking like sell, because this is the area I was looking at. And then when price came and retested my midpoint, I was going to enter and take a sell down to this 15-minute again. That's not what price wanted to do. Price wanted to do his own thing. Even though I've taken this trade setup before, the only difference is I think I took this trade setup during New York and not necessarily London. So there was a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot more momentum to get this trade in sales than it would have been New York opening up and taking this set. This is taking this setup and it being a London setup. You get what I'm saying? So the only reason why I took this trade is because I've taken this trade before and it worked out beautifully. I've taken this trade on ES, and I've seen this same trade play out on NQ as well. And yeah, it did not work out. As you can see, we took a L. That first L was, let me see. Boom. Hold on, y'all. I think I had a little mix up. Let me see. So, okay. So we're gonna do reverse real quick, you guys. Okay, I had a little mix up. So that Tuesday trade I took, I did not walk away with $69, you guys. I walked away with $84.04. So I was looking at Wednesday. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I was looking a little weird when I was explaining it, because I was looking at the wrong day. That loss on Tuesday. So let's go back real quick, you guys. I know. Let's go back. Okay. So this loss on Tuesday was actually $64. You get what I'm saying? Because now that I'm looking, I'm like $140. That's a lot for NQ. That look like a little old bitty little lost profit area. But yeah. So this was a 84. This was a what did I say? A $64 loss. There we go. This was a $64 loss, and this was a $153 win, you guys. So that is what it was. This was a $64 loss, $153 win, and we ended up walking away for the day with $84.04. So on Tuesday, you guys, we had an $84 profit day. My apologies for that mix up. Sorry we had to reverse, just had to get that together so it can better explain Wednesday. So let's go back to Wednesday. Boom. Makes more sense now. Cause I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm looking at it saying Wednesday, and yeah, don't know why I've read that for Tuesday. Crazy. But yes, this loss was $140 loss, you guys. As you can see, we ended up taking the loss, full loss. So it was $184 loss, you guys. I did held $140 loss. I did hold for the full loss, you guys. But I saw that price formed a little, up and down action area right here, so I did mark that up. Price came and gave me my retest. I did not enter when price came to retest this. I marked up this demand zone very, 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 very big, but I did not care because I knew that I was not going to cover this whole loss, this whole demand area. So once price gave me the confluences I need, I entered into the trade right here. Entered into two contracts. We almost got stopped out. It was crazy. We was real close to being stopped out, but NQ did her big one, and she gave me that momentum I needed. I was supposed to close out at $150 to cover this loss, but for whatever reason, TopStep closed me out at $112. And yeah, I still had a $31 loss that I had to cover. So I was a little upset about that in that moment because I'm like, why would you take me out that early? But it is what it is. And yeah, I moved my stop loss a little bit under where I exited out at. And then she ended up coming, stopping me out, and taking full TP. And that win was the $224. And yeah, as I stated when I was saying it for Tuesday trade, I wasn't tripping about being stopped out at 224 because as you can see, it wasn't that close from my take profit area. So yeah, Wednesday we ended up walking away with $69.54, you guys. So yeah, and this was another day that even if you took a loss, you shouldn't have ended the day with a loss because NQ gave a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup. You get what I'm saying? Definitely shouldn't have took this sale, but based off of previous trades I've taken, I've seen this trade work out thousands and thousands of times and play it out just like this. Grab liquidity, come down, retest to the midpoint, drop. And in this case, that's not what she did. She did her own thing, and you got to be all right with that. I waited for a better setup, and I went with the buys, and was able to cover that loss and walk away with a win, you guys. And this was just beautiful. Look at all these demand zones that formed. Boom, right there. Bam. Boom, right there. You could have just rolled this and just added contracts. Each time price respected your zone, you could just added a contract. Like she literally took it. She took it, bro. Like beautifully. Beautiful, beautiful. Oop, forgot one because here's another one. And it's like, I don't know why I didn't mark up this demand zone and keep my stop loss at break even until she did this and went on. But as I said, just trying to secure the profits I need to pass my funded account. I'll work on holding when it's time to get that payout, you guys. But yeah, she did beautifully. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, back to back demands. One, two, another one. Look, and I seen this one in the trade. That's why I kept my stop loss where it was because I seen this one. But yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 demand zones NQ printed back to back, and she respected each one of them, you guys. So yeah, it was no reason why anyone shouldn't have walked away with some profits on Wednesday because she has not been letting all-time high stopper. If you've traded NQ this week, you know every all-time high she created, the next day my girl broke through it and said, bye bitch. On to the next one. You get what I'm saying? And she came down here and gave this beautiful zone one more tap. She gave it one more tap and sent that motherfucker sky high. Because if you know during that morning session going into the afternoon, this was the all-time high she created. Blew through that bit. Blew through that bit. She flew through it. So even the afternoon session, 8, like boom, respected. You get what I'm saying? Like she just did amazing on Wednesday, and that's crazy for her to have did that on a Wednesday, when everyone know the markets on Wednesday be crazy. But yeah, let's go to Thursday, you guys. So this was Thursday. I did take a sale. I know NQ did buy, but I took a sale, and I'm gonna tell you how why I took the sale. Okay. Because I know you're probably thinking, she took a sale when NQ been buying all week. Yes, NQ's been buying all week, but you can also catch corrections. And I wasn't trying to hold for nothing crazy. So boom, during the London Asian session, consolidated again during my during my London session. It was a 1 hour supply that I had marked up. Price consolidated under that 1 hour supply. When that New York opened up and didn't do anything, I was like, okay, it's like I don't know if we're buying off immediately. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know if it's immediately, because as you can see, we didn't start giving strong buys until 11 a.m. New York time, you guys. So that's 10 a.m. my time. So NQ wasn't showing any strong buy movement until late in the morning session. You get what I'm saying? So if NQ's telling me, hey, I'm not showing any bullish momentum, I'm not showing it. Why would I look for buys? Just because she bought off on Wednesday, or because she bought off on Tuesday, or because she bought off on Monday? No, I'm not looking at that. Right now, she's telling me I don't have no buy momentum. So I wasn't looking to take any trades at this point. But when I got this move at 9:30, I was like, okay, so technically this is a respect of my supply. And then I have another bullish candle right before it, so I marked that up as a 5 minute supply that formed on the 1 hour. Still wasn't interested in this trade. My homeboy, he ended up taking this trade right when NQ broke off of that um 1 hour, which is fine. Like that's great. You can take that. You get what I'm saying? Because it is showing you 5 minute confluence when it passed and broke past a 5 minute what is that? A 5 minute supply candle. You get what I'm saying? So it showed all the sell momentum for you to enter in off of that 1 hour. But I wanted a little bit more confluence. So when NQ took out my London low and then took out my Asian low, that was the confluence I need to look into sales. So I marked up that I had that 5 minute that formed on that hour, marked it up, got my blue candle, my which is giving me my bearish momentum, which is letting me know, got my blue candle retest. And then once price passed break of the next candle, I entered in. And for this, I was risking, let me see. Oh, I was risking 2 contracts of 200 ticks. So I was going for $200 for $505. But as I stated, you guys, I was not expecting NQ to hit my full TP. That is why I trailed her tightly. And as she went down, I trailed, especially once she gave me my $250, which is a little bit, pardon me, you guys, over my 1-to-1. That's when I started trailing aggressively, and I ended up getting stopped out at let me see. I ended up getting stopped out at 257 ticks, which I wasn't too much tripping because she only went to about 300. And sorry you guys, I gotta put up with my thing, my computer started. But yeah, she only went to about $334, $43 before she retraced and went into buys, you guys. So yeah, we ended up taking a quick sell scalp and ended up walking away with $256.52. Gonna put my P&L right here. And yeah, you guys, that was a quick little scalp that I made some money off of in Q. She definitely gave buys right after that. As you can see, boom, got your demand. She entered. You entered at the break of that retest candle and took it up. Like if you was like, hey, you was going for 500, you would have got your 500 right here. But as I stated, you guys, I don't really like trading after 11 New York time. Unless I'm already in a trade, normally because it starts to get really, really choppy around that time. And as you can see, we did get a little choppy, but she did give that last little push before she went into that afternoon consolidation, you guys. So, yeah, she definitely gave a buy momentum, but it was definitely later on. You had to be patient if you was waiting for buys. You had to be patient, but she gave me all the confluences I need to catch some money on that sale. So I went ahead and caught it, you guys. So yeah, that was for Thursday, and yeah, I bet y'all like it traded Friday too. I did because the reason why I did that. Let me just explain. I'm just gonna go into the trade. Okay, I took I took two trades on Friday. I only take two trades on Friday if I actually like the trades, you guys. Coming into London session, coming into my session, I looked at London and I noticed that price had not retested that old time high that NQ made yesterday. So I was betting on NQ coming down to retest that old all-time high because that's a key level. So that's normally what she does. So I marked up a few zones that I would expect her to mark off of. I had a 1 hour with a 15, then I had a multiple time frame confluence, which it was a zone all from my 5 minute all the way to my 4 hour. So I was like, and it was a 15 minute in there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to mark up these two zones. I like these zones. I could see NQ reacting off of this, especially when I seen her do this at 8. Did not happen. So saw her make this big move, marked up my M15. I was looking for a trade to happen way before a certain time during before New York, because I had something I had to do that day. So I could not look at the whole New York session. So yeah, I saw this 15 minute, did not take the 15 minute off of this strong rejection. I wanted to wait for price to give me, break of the candle. It never gave a break of a candle. Came back down to retest my zone again. Don't know why I didn't enter, because that would have been a perfect entry, but did not do it again. And wanted to wait for the break. I saw that price took out my equal highs right here, then came back down, retested, broke again. Did not, I wanted to enter right here, but I did not enter. Should have entered, because it also would have helped this deep retracement right here if I would have entered right here once price broke back through that zone, because I was risking, let me see, on that first trade I think it was like $100. So yeah, it definitely would have came pretty close, but it still wouldn't have stopped me out. Like it still wouldn't have stopped me out. And I was going for that high right there. It still wouldn't have stopped me out. So that was definitely probably what I should have entered at. But I wanted to wait for more confluence, especially because this was a London high. So I was waiting for price to break back above that. So I guess you could say it was a little bit of an ICC mix with supply and demand, because I was waiting for price to break through that key level again. You get what I'm saying? Because it broke. This was my retest. It did not retest the whole move. So I like that. And then it broke again. So that's when I entered. And it was still pretty much, but I did see crazy thing is, you guys, after I entered, well, before I entered, I saw that it made a demand zone right here. And it's like something told me just wait for it to retest that. And I did it. I did it, you guys. So I ended up entering right here. Ended up getting stopped out of this trade at like break even. I think it was like $31. Should have walked away, you guys. Should have walked away with my break even and accepted it. But when price gave me this strong rejection, I was like, I like that. And I entered again, you guys. Stop loss still at $100. Same thing I was risking. And boom. Got stopped out, you guys. And it was just like, why? And it's not that I'm mad that I took a second trade. It's like, why didn't you wait for the second trade to be here? Because y'all, I saw this. I was going to enter right here at this bearish, at this bullish doji. I was going to enter right here, but something said follow your rules. So I followed my rules and I accepted it. I took two trades. One was break even, one was a L. And I walked away and I saw this hit full TP because I was going to go for 500 to cover this loss. To cover this loss. You get what I'm saying? Because that loss, I had a little slippage, so it ended up taking me out like 115 or something like that. Like it ended up taking me out like 100 and something. And after that loss was covered, it was like, yeah, it took me out at 135. And then the break even was $27. So I ended up walking away with a $115 loss. You get what I'm saying? But it was just like, I was going to go for 500 to cover this loss. But I was like, I'm just going to walk away. Because it's like also I heard you can't even take a red day after you done got green days all week. When you manage to walk away with profit every day this week, you're going to let the fact that you're seeing red make you take a third trade when you already know what happens when you take two trades. Now, even though it played out, even though I would have made my money back, you guys, I would have made my money back by breaking rules. And it's like I'm in a phase right now where it's discipline over profits because that's the only way you're going to last long term is if it's discipline over profits. And it's like, man, as much as I wanted, it took a lot to see this play out and not get in. To know that I could have walked away with $250 and it would have been a undefeated week. I've been getting green since last Wednesday. Since April 8th, every day has been a green. I've been on a green day winning streak of walking away the end of every trading day with a green. So 7 days straight, I was able to walk away with a green. And then the 8th day I took the trade. That's when I got my red. Because I told myself I was going to trade until I lost. I was going to grow my account off of their momentum. And I ended up making the most profits I ever made on a funded account because of me going off of that momentum and not stopping myself. You get what I'm saying? Just telling myself, just don't overtrade. Take your two trades and leave. Don't overtrade. And it's like, if I would have took this trade, it would have been like, you couldn't accept the fact that you lost. And if you can't accept the fact that you're going to lose, you're not going to make it. Because I would have created a habit yet again. I would have remembered when I took this third trade, made back my profits, and I would have did it again. But then what would stop that emotional hijacking from happening? Because that means you can't accept the loss. And after winning 7 days straight, you trying to tell me one day is about to make you lose your cool? So I just had to walk away and accept it, you guys. Even though it was hard, I had to accept that I wasn't patient enough to wait for this move to happen. Because as you can see, it stopped me out. One candle later gave me the move. So it's like all you had to do was wait 10 more minutes because I got stopped out right here. So it's like all you had to do was wait 2 more candles and you could have been up. Wouldn't even took a loss. You would have been $527 up for the week. I mean for the day. But I had to be all right with that and walk away. So yeah, your girl took her first loss on Friday. And yeah, that broke my 7-day green day streak, you guys. So yeah, I wanted to trade until the market stopped me, and Friday the market stopped me. So yeah, was gonna put my P&L for the month, walking away for the month. I think $757, and then for the week I'm up almost $500 for the week. So very very proud of myself. Still got about, what is it, about a week and a half, almost 2 more weeks left in April. So yeah, gonna trade smart, gonna trade strategically, and yeah, probably not gonna trade every single day next week because I was only doing that because I was going off of momentum. So I am gonna chill out and ease it this week because yeah, we got to start a whole new momentum. So yeah, you guys, I hope y'all like this video. I hope y'all was able to make some money past your funded accounts. The girl is almost there. She's almost there. And please like, share, subscribe. Let me know if there's any other content y'all want me to do besides weekly breakdowns. I'm looking to grow this account, so I'm open to suggestions. So yeah, let's refocus. Let's have an amazing time with our friends and family today. For all my herbalists, you know it's an official holiday tomorrow, so partake smartly, you guys. Partake smartly. But yeah, hope y'all have an amazing, amazing week coming in. Let's make this money. Let's rob these markets. Let's trade strategically. Let's not lose our head, and let's not get emotional. Understand that losses is part of the game. How you lose determine how you win. So I love y'all. I thank y'all. And until next time, your girl GC the Trader is out.